Good evening. Welcome back. This is another stream by Captain Cowboy. Today, I think you guys are all going to enjoy this stream a lot. We're going to be doing some how-to guides. So basically, I'm going to run through every single different castle level that you could possibly have. So 0 to 21, 22 to 25 range, 26 to 29 range, and then 30 plus. Basically go over how to make your stats the best, in my opinion, for all types of player levels, and what would be expected to compete, what would be expected to be better if you want to go above and beyond, and then what I think you guys could all skate by with if you want to be a non-spender. So basically, with that being said, it can help give you guys an idea of, okay, this is what I need to do with my account in order to achieve the results that I want. So before I get started, I just want to preface this by saying that my 0 to 21 growth guide is going to be relatively short. Most likely not even going to post a video that is separated from this stream. So I'm just going to go ahead and say right off the bat, if you're in the 0 to 21, well, 1 to 21 ratio area for your castle level, stay tuned, because my next stream I'm going to go all about making farms. Now, granted, please don't get upset. I'm not calling you a farm. You're in what I call the growth stage, where your stats don't matter. None of your gear matters. You're just wasting your time. You're wasting your energy. However, if you start looking at the guides that I have for the 22 to 25 range, it'll give you a great idea of, okay, this is where I need to aim my account. So once I get to that level of City 22, I'm not just starting to fumble around trying to get these stats. I'm going to start working my way up towards that. However, your primary focus is growth. Get as many farms as you can. Now in my next stream, I will show you how the best way to get your farms and produce for you, and that goes for any castle level. So if you're in that 1 to 21 range, it's all about getting the resources and getting those upgrades going ASAP. Don't worry about anything else. Don't worry about any of your other buildings. You do your prerequisites and you go up to that next castle level. And that's all it takes, really. That's all you need to do. So, without much further ado, let's go ahead and get into tonight's first video. And that will be on the 22 to 25 range. Good evening. Welcome back, and this is Captain Cowboy. Tonight we have a special video. It's going to be a how-to guide for the ranges of castles that are 22 to 25 city level. Now this is a great video that could help you in Guns of Glory and King of Avalon if you are in this castle range or you're before this castle range. You want to start looking at, okay, maybe this is like a good idea of where to begin, where to look for, and where do I go. So I've mentioned it in a bunch of my other videos. There's basically 3 types of spenders. You got the spender who has no budget and just buy everything. And if you're in that type of spender, I highly recommend you don't waste your time. Don't go to these lower areas and these lower thresholds. You go for the things that will help you later on once you get to those higher levels. Then there's going to be the medium tier spender. And this is the tier spender, especially in this level, where you're going to be above average. You're going to be stronger than most other players at your castle level. Then you're going to have a low tier spender, and at this castle level, you can easily be on par with everyone else at your castle level. And I mean, if you go through and you see, you'll find a bunch of people in this castle range with relatively low stats. So beating them out and getting above them is a great boost, especially if you want to go and have some fun in Kill Event. Maybe you want to participate in the early levels of KVK, Ultimate Alliance campaign. There's many, many different areas where your account and your stats are important. Thus, it is extremely crucial that you get as much out of this video as you possibly could. So, first and foremost, where do you get your gear? Well, it's going to be your stats, primarily from your forge. So let's go ahead and take a look at some designs and see what we can do pending a very slow app player on my computer, and see what we could do for getting some good gear. Okay, so if you're in this 22 to 25 range, where should you lie as far as gear goes? And the honest answer is purple or orange gear. This will set you on par to above par. Granted, don't take a look at what I'm doing here. I'm just moving along forward into the actual gear that you guys, and give you guys an image to look at. So if you look at the purple weapon, for example, you'll see that it comes with 4 basic stats. When you go up a tier, you gain another stat, orange and then gold. And once you get to gold, you don't gain additional stats, you just gain higher percentages based on what you are crafting. So if you look at this, you'll see the first 2 stats are relatively good. Great, but that's not really what I care for. So let's go ahead and take a look at the orange, and you'll notice it's the exact same first 3 stats. What are you getting? Distance damage. This is a great stat to have. Now if you look at the cost for these stats, you'll notice that it's relatively high. So, once you get to 22 though, you're building up from the entire time that you're from city level 1 to city level 22. So with that being said, it's extremely important to go ahead and start building up towards this. Now if you take a look at the purple gear, you'll notice that the cost to craft is not as much. It's actually half if you're looking as far as basic materials and then special material wise. And then it's a slightly different bottom material, which is a lot cheaper. Now the best ways to get this would be go ahead and do some red guards, kill some monsters constantly. Every single day, your stamina heals up really quickly. You'll get back up and you just keep grinding out those levels. Keep grinding them up. Start working up and saving towards your hero store, and that way it will give you a bunch of great opportunities to be able to go buy those more expensive resources and items that cost gold. So with this being said, you have from city level 1 to city level 22 to work up towards this. Get the designs, figure out where you are once you get to city level 22. If you get to city level 22 and you can only afford purple, that's fine. Go with it. Because if you don't go with it, you're going to be setting yourself behind par. You don't even have to spend any money to do this. And then if you're going to go, okay, well, now I finally have enough to go to orange. Is it worth it? Well, if you're still in this 22 to 25 range, yes, it is. Now, it might not necessarily be true for every single type of gear going from purple to orange. Some of the added bonuses that you get for orange just simply don't make the cost worth it. So for that reason, just take it by a case-by-case basis. Now, if you really, really want to be a strong competitor and you want to set up shop early, what I highly recommend is you go with the duelist. I myself was in this exact case. I was a city level 22 to 24, and I had all 6-piece duelist. And you know what? It makes the world of difference. This will set you well beyond the path of anyone else in a similar level. And you can get duelists through Lucky Shot. You can get them through the noble chests for doing aristocrat chests and badges from doing dailies and doing your monsters and red guards. And you could get the special materials, special gemstones for free. So I highly recommend that even if you are working for the purple and orange, you start making some headway on that duelist. So, times are changing, and with every single update, the lower levels start getting cheaper, and they start releasing more newer levels for the higher spenders. But at this level, not necessarily worth it to go to those higher levels. However, at $200 a piece, you could get yourself Demon Hunter. Now, I highly recommend this if you want to start working towards that better gear early. It's going to be about $200 a piece right now. So it's relatively Based on your budget, you can make the decision yourself if you want to go ahead and go with that Demon Hunter set. So now, moving forward from this, you can see that, okay, it's all about judgment. How much do I want to spend? How far do I want to take my account? A lot of people are perfectly content with getting to city level 26 and stopping. You could easily have Demon Hunter 6-piece at city level 26. So you may as well go for it when you're at a city level 22 and be even more of a beast. Because, at the end of the day, it's all about having more pancake mix. So that will cover the equipment side of the show. And since equipment and gemstones go hand in hand, let's go ahead and take care of that right now. Excuse me for the deals of the day. Don't need to go into that. And we'll move along into the gemstones. So now, if you're looking at gemstones for your city level 22 to 25 range, I highly recommend that you go for hope gemstones. Try to fill up your plate. If you can't, just go ahead and substitute all of that with gemstones that you can get from, say, Lucky Shop. Or you get them from just doing your dailies or special events that they have, and it'll be very easy to fill it up. Remember, bowman attack, cavalry attack. That's your attack in that priority. Number 1 is bowman, number 2 is cavalry. If we're talking defense and health, number 1 is going to be your infantry, number 2 is going to be your cavalry. Never get that distance, defense, or health. And try to get some good of those 6-sided pieces. If you can, try to get the equivalent of the hope. I believe it's the heroism gemstone. So try to get that and just fill them up. 4, level 5, level 6, whatever you can do. I would highly recommend, though, that you try to fill up the entire plate first before you start going to those higher levels. Now, if we're taking a look at, okay, if I'm doing this by piecemeal, what's the best route to go first? First off, set up your attack gemstones first. There's much fewer options and opportunities to get those attack stats, so I highly recommend and highly urge you to fill up those gemstone slots first. You will always lack in your stats with attack. Then from there, go one at a time. Okay, am I lower in health or am I lower in defense? That answer is which one you put in first. The thing that you didn't put in first is what you put in second, and you just alternate that trip. As far as the 6-sided pieces go, you get them when you get them, and that's about it. Those will be the first pieces that you take to 6, above your attack. Your attack will be second to go to level 6. So this will cover the equipment and the gemstones as far as level 22 to 25 range goes. So in summary, you want to strive to have purple or orange gear. If you're going to be spending, go ahead and get that duelist gear because you will be able to hasten the process at a relatively low cost to get to the duelist. So that's pretty much like a mid-tier spender is going to be your duelist. If you're a low-tier spender, maybe let's say you spend a couple dollars every month. Go ahead and buy the daily deals for the equipment materials or buy some of the packs for equipment materials. Help offset that cost that you're going to be seeing when you go to craft. And now if you're going to be a heavy spender, you might want to consider going to the Demon Hunter. Now as far as heavier spenders going for gemstones, I will cover that in the next video as far as the level 26 to 29 range goes. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and stay up to date with all the latest uploads. This is Camp Cowboy. Guys, we're going to take a short break, and then when we return, we are going to move into the second half of, not second half, but second part at least, of the stream for second part of the stream for the level 22 to 25 range equipment. Hello and welcome back. It's Captain Cowboy, back with another level 22 to 25 range equipment guide, stats guide. So, we already covered equipment, we already covered gemstones. So now, what is the next best way to improve my stats as a city level 22 to 25? Well, that can be summarized with your airship. And accompanying that is going to be your airship parts. Now, there's a couple of different tricks that you can have along with this. As far as the level goes and what should you be striving for, I highly recommend that you strive first for a level 40 airship. This will be able to give you some great abilities and hopefully give you the opportunity to have some airship parts accompanying your account. Now, please excuse me, it has been a long time. Well, I've never seen a level 40 airship with airship parts. When I had a level 40 airship back in King of Avalon, they didn't have such a thing as airship parts. And when I had a level 40 airship in Guns of Glory, again, no airship parts. So it wasn't something that I was particularly looking at. Maybe one of you who are in the chats can help enlighten me on that information. However, I just want to say that, it's something that is doable. And I think that, possibly it is something that will be able to help you. So strive for the level 40, and I believe that would allow you to have I believe you'll have one skill missing. So if we take a look at the parts armory, pardon that, let's go ahead and take a look at the skills first. So you want to go ahead and put your best skills on the table and leave off skills that, necessarily won't help you as much. So if we're talking about skills that won't help us as much, I think that the ones to leave off of the table are going to be hold on a second, our Cavalry Cannons 1, Cavalry versus Infantry damage. You're not going to have that second part of the skill yet, so it's not going to be as helpful. So that we would want to leave off, and we would also want to leave off the Cavalry versus distance damage, Cavalry Cannons 2. Because in the end of the day, our attackers are going to be our bowmen, so let's give them as much help as possible. So we would leave off those two skills, and if you need to leave off an additional skill, I would probably recommend leaving off Battlefield Treatment. Now, with that being said, try to get your skills the highest level possible according to your airship level. Another thing is, if you're not really using your airship for combat, my motto is, if you're not ready for combat, shield. So, if you're not using your airship for combat, leave it in the balanced and build up all those Guardian and Assault points so that you can upgrade the skill level of your airship. And then again, with the intensity crystals, bring them all up in sync. You don't want to go high, have really high on one and then really low on another. However, not a huge deal. It's a relatively small percentage on a small stat, but as you work your way up with a higher level, things change. So, when we go into the part showcase, there's a couple things that we want to note here. You'll note that based on the skill level, you unlock different things. So, the first thing that you will unlock on every single skill is going to be infantry, level 10. Cavalry at level 15, and then your distance at level 20. So, based on what skill levels you have, based on the highest skill levels that you have, this would be a determining factor on, okay, where do I want to put my money? Or not money necessarily, but where do I want to put all my effort on my parts? Again, bring everything up in unison. Keep in mind, you have less things for your attack everywhere else. So maybe it's a better idea to go a little higher on your attack, which is exactly what you see here. My attack is 5 and 4, respectively. The only other thing that I have at +4 is a troop stat. So keep that in mind for your own account. Another thing that is going to be extremely helpful is that we want to keep in mind that it is extremely important that it is possible to manipulate your skills and your airship parts based on what level you have. So let's say you have your attack abilities and your attack parts, I should say. But let's say that this level 31 March of Fury, that's the best skill I have, and then again this level 31 over here on the Guardian side are the best skills that I have. What I would recommend is take all of your skills out. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate this for you all. So give me a second as my computer lags quite a good amount. And what we will be doing is we will be replacing some of these skills in different slots in order to manipulate the fact that we want to have our attack skills with the highest levels so that the distance, which is why you want the attack skills, have those level 20 skills in front of them. So everything else, let's say it doesn't matter where everything else is. So I'm going to keep this in mind, and I'm going to go ahead and assign everything in just random orders. And then when it comes to my level 31 skills that I have, these will be my level 20 skills. And you place them in accordance with the attack parts, as you'll see here, so that it is possible to unlock those distance abilities and percentages on your airship parts. And with that being said, you just unlocked yourself maybe an extra 20% distance attack. That is a great addition to your account, and I really hope that it will help you guys. And as far as airship goes, that pretty much covers the airship. So another thing that goes really well in hand with your airship is going to be your Lord level. So let's load this up, and if we're going to be in the attack, and we're talking about combat here as this is all about stats, the best way to increase your stats again is going to be through your Lord level. Great way to increase this: Kingdom Threat, you're going to have the Wolf Lord, as well as doing daily red guards. So with this in mind, let's go ahead and take a look. You'll see that, not everything that I'm doing is going to be something that you're able to do. So keep that in mind, as we all have different Lord levels. And here's what I'm going to recommend for the level 22 to 25 range. You're going to be around somewhere in like maybe level 30 Lord level, maybe 35 Lord level. This is just an estimate. I honestly have no clue what that amounts to in talent points, so we're just going to go along with it. I've already made a Lord level video, but just to run through a little quickly, look at your stats, see what you lack in. Are you lower in defense? Are you lower in health? Are you lower in cavalry versus infantry? Are you lower in cavalry versus distance? Go through the list, go as far as you can, and try to knock out things that you're lower in to help bring them up. And just keep going all the way down the line. And the reason you want to go down the line is because, well, quite frankly, if you go down the line, you might get to something like those March capacities or the battlefield treatment or another talent. So it's just really helpful. Now, if you realize, okay, well, maybe I have to go through some artillery, or I have to go through something that I don't necessarily need, let's say like infantry attack. I don't want to start infantry attack because I know I can't finish it. Well, then let's circle back and take care of something a little lower level that I know I can take care of. Thus, distance attack or the opposite opposing infantry, defense or health. So I really hope this helps you guys, and I just want to thank you all for watching. The next part of this video, I believe, will be going into the 26 to 29 range. So as always, thank you all for watching. If you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. This concludes the level 22 to 25 guide on how to increase your stats. There are different ways to increase stats, and well, I've covered pretty much every way to increase your stats in my video, so you can always take a look back on there. I definitely left out glory banners. However, that's pretty self-explanatory if you follow along with what I do with my glory banners, because no matter what level you are, it's always imperative to focus on the stats that count and focus on not getting too far ahead in one building without bringing up the other buildings. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and stay up to date with all the latest videos. This is Captain Cowboy. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and read up on any questions that we have in the chat. Alright, so we have a question about, can you make a formation for a C26 castle? Yes, I am actually planning on making a another troop formation video, and in it I think it would actually be a really good idea if I covered all these different ranges for castles, as well as covering KVK march setups. Cap, I'm a C25, and I don't know the easiest way to get to C26 besides having farms. Well, that's right. I'm best way to get to C26 is get farms. I hate to say it, but killing other people in your kingdom, taking their resources, buying resources, getting help from within your your alliance. It's the best way to level up is getting help from within your alliance. If everyone has 2 farms and everyone's producing and everyone gathers together to help one player, you can easily push a player level every single day. Another great way to improve the ability to pool resources together, talk to your kingdom and make a food bank. I tried doing this with my kingdom and not really everyone was okay with it. Just never really took off. No one really took advantage of the opportunity. What you do is you make a castle, put it in your main alliance. You write food bank on it. This account is off limits to attacks at all times by anyone other than the account manager and who they give permission to attack it. How to get resources in there? Treat it like a normal farm. One person manages that farm, but the opportunity here is everyone in your alliance recommend that they send any food that is going to get wasted, or at least like say, okay, send 5 marches or so a day and go gather food. When those troops return, send all that food to the food bank. Say you have 100 members, and 100 members are gathering 1 million or so food a day for the food bank. You're making 100 million food a day to use towards pushes. 100 million food a day that is not going to get eaten. 100 million food a day that cannot be taken by a different alliance. So I highly recommend you try to push that kind of diplomacy to your own kingdom, because it's a really great way to help your kingdom grow, be more helpful in KVK, as well as making bigger targets for a kill event. Mark Burford asked, lower and bottom half of the stats, how do you bring them up? Well, best way to bring up stats is getting better gear. If you get better gear, you get better stats. You get better gemstones, you get better stats. Work on improving other levels. Let's say you have those kind of criteria, then start working elsewhere. Work on your glory. Work on your airship. Work on your airship parts. You can always grind things out. You can make things costly. Now, another thing that I recommend for airship parts for these lower levels are going to be, okay, stick to like blue. Rather than going to purple and having a lower level in purple, stick to blue and get it to the higher level. You actually get a higher percentage, and it's cheaper. So, keep that in mind when you're thinking about it. You have a hit rule and brackets for kill event, and it's 24 hours only. That's honestly the best way to do it. Now, if my kingdom had a bracket, I would be in a bracket all by myself. No one can hit me, and I can't hit anyone. Honestly, I don't care. If you stick to maintaining the kingdom rules, fine by me. However, people don't. So, we can't kill in our kingdom, and we have Kingdom Peace, KVK, and Ultimate Alliance campaign only. That is honestly amazing. It makes some people upset, makes the game a little boring. However, that's the only way to keep your kingdom alive and keeping people happy. Problem is, people outside of the top 10 alliances, they can't do anything. They can't participate in UAC. Most likely aren't going to be participating in KVK. So you need to be able to find a way to work with them. Make like some special events, or like, okay, let's do kill event, where a kill event, we send all of our troops to, we pick an alliance fortress, rally behind someone in your alliance, and everyone can send 5,000 troops, no more, per rally, per person in a rally, and just see like who can hold on to the fortress the longest. And then let's say whoever's the king can award rewards from the KVK towards the alliance that wins. Low damage. You're only going to be risking 5,000 troops. You can stop whenever you want, or you can keep going. And it's just something, different. It's something fun. Family Man 420, that's my boy. He's got all of the pancake mix, man. All of the pancake mix. Alright guys, gonna start a new video starting the level 26 to 29 range video, so stay tuned. Good evening, welcome back. This is Captain Cowboy back with another video. Tonight we're going to be getting into the level 26 to 29 range guide. How to increase your stats. How to be the best player in your range. And now this is going to go into several different criteria. So here we go. There's going to be your lower spenders / non-spenders. You're going to have the middle tier, where they're going to be right around average. We're going to try to keep it so that the lower tier spenders can even get to average and be the benchmark. Anything above that, you're going to be above and beyond. And then we're going to talk about the spenders. If you're in the 26 to 29 range, you're definitely not staying in that range if you're a spender. So I want to go ahead and prepare you on how to get better. So let's say you're in the 26 to 29 range. What I'm going to recommend, a lot of people oversee this. Do not forget your guards. Right off the bat, I said it. I'm going to show you what my guards looked like when I was level 30. right over to Lady Silver immediately. Go ahead and get your guards up the levels. It's extremely cheap now. They're even trying to push for the purple guards, and that's okay. However, if you're doing anything with guards, even if you're a low spender, you need to get the green guards and star them out. I don't care if you have Dominique at level 1 or level 20 and 1 star. Lady Silver is hundreds of times better than Dominique 1 star, 2 star. Now, if you're going to get Dominique or Duke of Buckingham at 3 stars, go ahead and make the switch. However, until you're at that point, do Lady Silver at 3 stars. Now, the same goes along with the other guards. I don't want to spend too much time into this, however, I will, because it's extremely important. If you're looking at, your guards, you want to make the best decision, and it's all about, improving your stats. So you have the green guards. Here at Captain, 2 stars already at green, not good. So now we're looking at getting 3 stars, and now we're only going to have 2 stars effectiveness. So let's go ahead and take a look at the next guy. Okay, he's at 2 stars with only 1 star of effectiveness. So in order for the blue guy, in order to be equal to the green, you have to get him at 3 stars, which is a lot more expensive. Now, don't just stop there, go to the 4 stars. So what I'm saying is, keep going. Keep your greens until you know you can afford the blue guards at higher levels in order to get the equivalent effect out of them. Do the math. See what you're risking by dropping that 3-star green for an equal level blue. Because every guard is different, it's really a lot to get into, but I want to circle back to this once we get back to the spender conversation. But as of right now, if you're going to be benchmark, even if you're going to be a medium tier spender, start off with green guards first. Get them to the 3 stars. Start working on this early, and you can grind them out for free. Now, getting over into the thick of things, to say, the biggest place to get your stats is going to be the Forge. Same story as with the level 22 to 25 range. However, it's going to be a little different. Now the benchmark is going to be Duelist. But with the extremely low cost of getting Demon Hunter, that's where you go next. So, if you're free to play, if you're low paying, and you want to go ahead and get that Duelist gear. If you're going to be a medium spender, go ahead and start forging the Demon Hunter to replace your Duelist gear. So you want to start working at it when you're at the medium tier spender. It's going to cost about $1,200 in all to craft your Demon Hunter. Now, it's probably even cheaper now. I don't even know, honestly. It's a lot better nowadays getting the Demon Hunter. But even that's making Duelist a lot more affordable. So, moving forward with this, if we're talking about spenders, well, now we're talking about enhancing our Demon Hunter. Now, you can even get Demon Hunter for free. You can even start enhancing it for free if you're a medium to low tier spender, most likely medium to lowish. You're not spending a whole lot, but you're not spending, a large ton. And you can start slowly working towards it, but I've never been a fan of slowly working towards things. Hence, look at my castle. So, a huge thing is going to be about what do you want? Do you want an immediate set? Or do you want to start working on things slowly? Don't waste your time and just start working it up. But when I say, taking your time, don't leave yourself bad in the meantime. Don't have a little gray piece of gear with 7.2% infantry damage received when you're working on a orange piece. Go ahead and get something good in place of that in the meantime to hold yourself off, because that's a weak spot. That's something that your opponents can expose. So, to summarize, the benchmark is going to be duelist. If you're going to start putting some money into it, go ahead and start working towards demon hunter. And now if you're going to be spending, go ahead and start working on maxing out the resonance level and enhancement level of your demon hunter. And then once you work up towards it large enough, you can start, if you're at a lower level, enhancing your demon hunter as well. There's nothing wrong with that at all. So taking a look at gemstones, I'm going to make this really simple. If you're in the 26 to 29 range, you need all hope at level 5 or level 6. Most likely level 6. I actually highly recommend you have it at level 6. Now the problem is going to be, okay, am I going to get any justice? That comes into what can you afford. I'm not going to answer that question for you because that's up to you to decide. Can you afford it? If you can, do it. That's pretty much it. But moving back towards getting our gear the best way we possibly can, let's go ahead and take a look at the Spirit Mine store so you can plan ahead. I would highly recommend that, you could, if you're a low spender, you could go ahead and get the scrolls for your demon hunter here. However, start young, start early, grind those craftsman tools. It will help you out a lot. Also, get the steel. Steel is going to help a lot. You can also buy steel, and right now it's insane just how much steel you're getting per dollar. And it goes a long way. And you're also getting a lot of steel in the lucky shot when you're going ahead and going through the enhancements for this. So this is going to cover the gear, the gems, as well as the guards for level 26 to 29. Next video, we will be covering the Airship, Lord, and pretty much anything else that we can mention. Probably going to get into troop formations for a level 26 to 29. So I want to say thank you all for watching. This is Captain Cowboy. I hope you all enjoyed this video. And as always, if you guys ever have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I love helping you all, and thank you all for watching. If anyone's watching, please leave a little message in chat just so I can see it, of what is your march capacity as a level 26. Just so when I go through the troop formation video, I can give you all an accurate description of what you all should be looking for in troop formations. Mark, a little later, I'm going to make a troop formation video for something that will help you. Welcome back, this is Captain Cowboy, here with another video for the 26 to 29 range guide for stats. Before we get too far into this, it's going to be talking about Airship as well as Lord level, troop formations, and then if you're a spender, what to look for in your guards. So without much further ado, a guide for what level your airship should be in this range. I'm going to highly recommend that you have at least level 45. If you're going to be a non-spender, try to get those. Non-low spender. If you're a spender, try to start working a little ways up from 45, maybe like around 50. And if you're going to be a spender, try going towards like level 55. This way, you're enabling yourself the best opportunities to increase your stats and your skills from this. You're going to be getting some of those level 21 plus skills, which unlocks that second tier, which is a huge bonus. But more so than anything else, it's the parts. This is where you're enabling most of your parts to unlock that third skill, which is going to be at a skill level of 20. Now, if you watch my last video in the 22 to 25 range for airships, I actually go through and show you all how to unlock the skills that you need, the levels that you'll need from your parts for the distance attack based on how to manipulate which skills meet the requirements for that part, and in order to maximize your stats on a lower level airship. So if you're going to be at the level 45, you unlock every single skill level possible. So you're going to be able to have all the slots open, increase your percentages. If you're going to be at like level 50, you're going to start getting towards more skills, having that level 20 ability to unlock that third range for your parts. And then if you're at level 55, you're just going to be tacking on even more levels. Now I say 50, but I actually mean 51. If you have 51, that's where you want to be, because more skills unlock a new level at a odd level. That might be pretty confusing based on how I worded it, so I'm going to go ahead and show you. If you look at this, level 67 unlocks a higher level for this skill. Level 67 as well. Level 67 as well. March of Fury is also level 67 as well. So if you look at it, okay, we're getting higher levels. We're getting more skills being able to unlock at a odd level than we do at even level. It's actually like a 5 to 2 thing or something like that. Something weird, something I don't understand, whatever. Keep your airship at a odd level if you're going to be increasing them abnormally. Again, if you're not fighting, keep your airship in a balanced setup. This way, in the balanced setup, you're increasing the amount of assault and guardian points you're going to be gaining, and it will allow you to get to higher skill levels. Moving forward, Lord level, pretty self-explanatory. I don't want to take up too much time in this video, as there's a lot to cover. Go through, take a look at what you lack in, and fix that. Increase what you lack in. Take the best ideas. Take the routes that will give you the most useful levels possible. If you realize you're getting too far and you're not going to be able to fill up the last piece, and it's not really a good stat, circle back and fill in other good stats that you passed over. So now let's go ahead and get into troop formations. Alright, so let's go ahead and set up a march formation for a level 26 to 29 player. So, based on the information that I've gathered from my man, Family Man 420, he has a march capacity of 126,000. So not everyone's going to have the same number. I know. Please bear with me, as I'm going to try to give you what an idea most likely based on an average number for a actually level 25 player. So if you're level 26, you should have a little higher march capacity. If you don't, maybe you missed something when you're building your account. Go back, take a look, try to see what you're lacking on. Madame Lanoy, 4 stars. Yeah, get her. If you're going to be a spender, that is. So I'm just going to go ahead and zero out all of my march that I have set up so far. And this takes a long time. I apologize in advance. Alright, and we are done. So, if you're level 26 to 29 range, you have T9s. I'm going to assume at your level you have all T9 buildings done. And you're starting to stock up on them. Now, all of these march setups, we're going to be utilizing our airship. Your main march, your best march, should always have your airship in it. If you're going to be a spender and you're really high level, consider getting the mercenary airship so that every single march has your airship, which will gain you about 100 to 200% stats at my level. So going through, we know, okay, T9 infantry versus, well, T9 cavalry versus T8 cavalry, they're opposite tiers. Same with T9 to T8 infantry, and same with T9 to T8 distance. So with that being said, I know that they're going to be opposing tiers. One is going to stand in front of the other. Now what I like to do is I'm going to like to get a good healthy amount. And I only have 767 T8s infantry. So we have about 26 to 30,000 of each of these first. Our top tiers. You'll notice I have a good healthy amount of infantry, a little lower on cavalry, and a good healthy amount, pretty similar to our infantry level. On this T8 infantry, I would recommend that you have at least 5,000. So right now we're at 77,000. I'm going to call that 82,000. We're going to be a little lower in the distance, not really necessary because we want we want more troops at that higher tier. But with this, we just want the offset ability. So now we're at 91,000. And we just want to go ahead and go down the line and do about 1,000 or less of each type of troop going down the line. Distance is going to be a little lower than others, and that's okay. That's really what we want to look for. So you'd go down the line and your march would start looking something like this. If you're done with that and you realize, okay, I'm at 97,000 troops, keep in mind, I'm missing 5,000 T8 infantry. I want to go back and I want to say, okay, I have about 20,000, 25, 26,000 troops remaining that I can put in. Let's go ahead and break that down into 5,000 each of our top tiers. So with that being said, I want to go ahead and I want to make this infantry about 30,000. My cavalry to be about 26,000. And this to be about 34,000 for my T9 distance. Moving forward to infantry, I'd probably make this from 5,000 to 7,000, maybe 10,000. And then here 7,500, and then here just a little lower around 5,000. If you still have more troops left over, consider equalizing your cavalry a little higher. And that would look like your march setup pretty much across the board, no matter what your stats are like for a city level 26. Now, if we're going to be talking about spenders, a great place to start, besides already talking about the equipment and our gemstones, is going to be our guards. So we have to keep in mind we have new guards. depending on how much you're looking to spend, I highly recommend that you get some of these quote-unquote hot guards. These hot guards are phenomenal. I highly recommend that you think about getting them. Now, I wouldn't go ahead and say get Benoit right off the bat. If you're going to be maxing him out at 5 stars, get Benoit. Make him 5 stars before anyone else. That's my opinion. Captain Treble is amazing. 0 stars, 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, 5 star, phenomenal. That is a great option to go ahead and get. Blanchett, again, phenomenal all across the board, all 5. However, I would highly recommend you get Captain Treble above Blanchett because you could get Madame Lanoy. What I do is I use Madame Lanoy, a free guard, and her march capacity at 4 stars. I march with her, and then I'll go ahead and switch over to Blanchett before my march hits. Or if I'm sitting in KVK, I'll sit like that for a while. If we're going to get Kitty, hold off on her. She would be like one of the last. I had a 3-star Colonel Esserts, and I said, well, he's only defense. No one attacks me. People attack me in KVK, and that's when I'm on defense. However, this is a state kind of stats, so it's not going to affect KVK at all. So Kitty's good in this situation. She's phenomenal, especially at level 50. However, I don't want 3 stars. That's $400 to get something I don't want. 4 stars. So now we're talking $800 for something I don't want. I want her at 5 stars. Yes, I do. I really do. But that's at an extreme cost for 50%. So that's why I'm holding her at 2 stars. Now if we look at the orangutan, I replaced him over Gustavus Adolphus, who is a great, great guard. I'm a higher spender. So I decided that the orangutan was going to be a good idea. However, at this range area, I would highly recommend that if you're going to be spend on some fragments to get Gustavus Adolphus higher level. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This pretty much sums up the guards pretty quickly. Again, as always, let me know if you guys have any questions. I love helping you all. Thank you all for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and stay up to date with all of the latest uploads. This is Captain Cowboy. Alrighty, so we'll be rolling into the next video. But before we do, I just have a couple comments. So, anniversary event, my photo. I put my YouTube channel up on my flat screen TV, and I posed in front of it holding my phone, showing my count, which was actually in the middle of attacking. It was pretty funny. And my photo got rejected. Yeah, that was pretty interesting, actually. My photo got rejected. I know you're not allowed to do advertising, so, maybe that's like why I think I got rejected with my photo. However, it was quite awkward because I wasn't advertising, really. I just showed my account, showed that I was the real me. So that, like, it showed that it was my channel. With, like, show that I have the ability to edit it. And, yeah, I got rejected. I definitely thought that I had this one in the bag, guys. I'm quite let down. Guns of Glory does not love me. A lot of people ask me, hey, I liked your video, get a free gift code. And I'm just like, sure, Can I get a free gift code too while you're at it? Like, I don't get this stuff. I wish, though. Yeah, Guns of Glory doesn't give me anything. I probably don't even think I exist. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into level 30 stuff. Level 30 plus. It's going to be a little smaller viewing range, but it should be a pretty short video. Hello gang, and welcome back. This is Captain Cowboy here with another video. And, well, now we're going to be talking about level 30. So, level 30 plus, guide to stats. There really is no like different differentiation with level 30. It's going to be very quick. I'm just going to show you my account, show you different options of a level 30. So, level 30 now, I think the minimum requirement is you need to have Demon Hunter. Now, if you're free to play, maybe you don't have complete Demon Hunter, and that's fine. But you could, with the extreme low cost of it and the ability to get the scrolls for free, you should at least have several pieces of Demon Hunter and working on getting that 6 piece. Now, medium tier spenders, go ahead and plus that 5 that immediately without question. Now, if you're going to be above and beyond, maybe think about Retribution. Maybe not because it sucks. But there's going to be new gear coming out, and it's actually in co-op beta. It's coming out soon for King of Avalon. And since we're about several months behind, it'll be at least, in my best guess, it's going to be maybe 3 months before we start seeing that new gear come out. And to show you how ridiculous this is, this new gear's double the cost of Retribution. Retribution costs $8,000 US to craft and enhance to +5. And that's $8,000 if you already have Demon Hunter +5. Yeah, I'm not doing Retribution. And yeah, I'm not doing this new gear. Thanks, Guns of Glory, but I'm sorry. I'm drawing the line here. Now, if we're going to be talking about level 30s at this level, I'd say the lowest you can go as far as gemstones go is going to be Hope at level 5. Moving up from this, Justice is going to be the way to go if you're going to be a mid-tier spender, and if you're a high-tier spender, it's +6. That's not much of a question. However, keep in mind, in a couple of weeks we will be getting a new update. In this new update, we will be getting new gemstones. And the gemstones, if you take a look at King of Avalon, they're pretty similar to the stats and way that the parts for the airship work out. Same with the bundles for buying them. You buy the fragments and then you work your way up from there. So I think it'll be a great opportunity to get some new gemstones. It's going to be expensive, no doubt in my mind. Expensive, but it'll be fun. I'm really interested, and I'm looking forward to seeing them. So moving forward from the gemstones, we're going to go ahead and get into the airship. As a level 52, I highly recommend that you are at least at that airship level 52, or 53, my bad, level 53 airship. And this will ensure that you have pretty much all but one of your airship parts unlocking the level 20 third option. This will also be able to get you some of your abilities above level 21, and it's going to give you a lot of great stats, and stats are extremely important when you're working with T10s. So I highly recommend that that's what you're aiming for, and that should be like a bottom line kind of deal right there. You know, it shouldn't really be a question of can I go any lower than 51. It should be a question of how high can I go above level 51. If you take a look, I stopped at level 65. In my opinion, I could go higher. However, that's just a lot of money that I'm throwing at this So I don't really think that going up well above level 65 is going to be quite worth the cost. But that's my honest opinion about this. So level 52 is a great starting point. As far as lower level goes, now we're starting to get into a slightly different thing. We're going to start wanting to go for battlefield treatment. It's going to be the life preserver, whatever Guns of Glory calls the talent. They call it life preserver as well, so you get 30% extra battlefield treatment. So if you're going into a really tight KE battle or KVK battle, go ahead and pop this bad boy on and hope that some of your troops might come home now. As far as guards go, a lot of the things that you saw, minus like the premium guards previously, so like having the purple guards and getting purple guards at least like 3 stars is going to be like a benchmark. You could easily get away with having some green guards still. However, I highly recommend that you are striving for those purple plus 3 stars, maybe even some of the hot guards, some of the new guards. And I kind of mentioned that in my last video for the level 26 to 29 range. Now, as far as troop formation goes, I'm pretty much just going to show you guys what my troop formation looks like. And this is going to be unbuffed. This is going to be, you know, nothing fancy. I'm not going to show you what my T11s look like. I'm just going to show you what my T10s and down look like. So, this is not right. Maybe, no, that's not right either. Maybe it's this one? No, that's definitely not right. Alright, so my March setup is quite well messed up, but who cares? So I'm just going to talk you all through this. You're going to want a very well balanced march. You're going to want take your march capacity. So mine is 232,000. This is without Madeleine on. This is without a whole bunch of things. However, it's fine. I could be marching 300,000 by the time I'm all said and done with boosting and buffing up. So even if I do set up my march, it really doesn't matter. I have to set up my march every single time I march someone because it fluctuates so much at this point. But you're going to want a good healthy amount. I know you have at least like 200,000 in your march capacity, so go ahead and put 30,000 T10 infantry, T10 cav, T10 bowmen, or distance I should say. My apologies. Then from there we're going to want 10,000 to 15,000 of your T9s. And that's down the line T9 infantry, T9 cavalry, and T9 distance. I'm going to recommend that you have around 7,500 to 10,000 for the distance. That should be your range. As we move down to T8s, I'm going to recommend maybe 5,000 and then maybe like 2,500 for distance. You'll notice distance is going to be higher in the top tier, so let's put that around like 30 to 40,000, and then lower in the lower tiers, and then keep going down. As you go down, you want lower numbers, and then pretty much cap it off around 1,000 as your lowest that you'll go, and you go all the way down to T3s. Include T3s. Do not include T2s. And I would highly recommend this kind of march setup where you go all the way down and you got every single type of troop, because you march, your lower tier troops are going to die first, keeping your higher tier troops alive. You're going to have the good setup between your lights and your heavies, or your different types of the infantry, different types of the distance, and different types of the cavalry, which will help increase your, and strengthen your numbers. It's kind of like having carbon fiber. It's a weave of fibers, and it is woven together in many different ways within one strand, and then it's woven together into inner connecting strands, and then you pretty much have a bunch of different cushions that and like epoxy that binds it all together, and that's what your march is. you have that strong fiber, which is your base, and that is your T10s and your T9s, and they're woven together. And then having those T8s to those T2s is like having the epoxy. It really fills in the holes, fills in the gaps, and it really solidifies the strength of that material and that march capacity. So I really hope that helps you guys as far as your march setup goes. I hope you all enjoyed this video. As always, if you have questions, don't hesitate to ask. I'm leaving my Discord channel link in the description for this live stream, as well as in the videos I will be putting them in. Go ahead and join. Never hesitate to ask. I have a special room specifically just for asking questions for account help. Send some pictures and I'll do everything I can to help you guys out. I really appreciate all the support. Don't forget to subscribe and stay up to date with all the latest videos. This is Captain Cowboy. I will be right back. I need to go get some water and a charger. What are some things that you guys want to see? This pretty much covers everything I wanted to cover in these like how-to guides. Discord code says not active. Very interesting. Let me get a new code for you all. Maybe I have to update it. I have no idea. I set it to never expire. And it is loading, so stay tuned for the new Discord code. I will update the chat box with the little description for the video with a new code, and then I will also update the fact that my basic info is wrong. Fail to make an invite link. That is something I've never seen. Huh. Alright, well, link is not working right now, so I'll upload some videos from this stream tonight, and then I'll try to get a link in that works in one of those videos. So, Mark, I hope it helps. It depends on what your gear has. I mean, there's so many different variables, how much you spend. I'm just trying to give some guidelines based on what you should be striving for and what to look for next. I really don't have too much more to do tonight. Let's see. If you guys have any questions, especially like if you have personal questions about your account, I can go through and take care of those, and maybe it will help someone else as well. Is it worth speed doing construction, or should we slow cook buildings? Well, it depends. Do you have the resources to go to the next level? If you do, go ahead and go for that next level. I always speed build my buildings, but that's because I like instant gratification. And then I'll go ahead and get the resources any means possible to go ahead and do that next upgrade. I want to go ahead and do a little short video on nah. I'm going to save that for my next stream with the farms. However, I'm going to go ahead and make a video for the safest march for KVK. Good evening and welcome back. This is Captain Cowboy back with another video. So in this video, I want to do a bunch of different things, as in show you how to prepare for KVK. KVK is right around the corner. It is Thursday night. I'm uploading this video to give you guys some preparation for KVK. So I want to go ahead and show you how to set up your march for KVK. How to do it based on protecting your troops. You're going to have some buddies with you, hopefully. So hopefully they can give you a little bit of protection. So let's go ahead and figure out how would we go about doing this. So first and foremost, the biggest thing with this is that you don't want a whole lot of your best troops going into combat, because if you take a loss on that march, it's going to hurt. So the big thing to take away from this is that I have T11s for the most part. I have T10s and I have T9s. Those top three tiers, I'm going to have quite a good number of them. You're going to be heavier on, I'm going to be heavier on my T10/T9s than I will be on my T11s. So with that being said, just kind of keep that in consideration based on your march capacity, and you want to have really low numbers and spread them out over multiple tiers, and then from there, again, it's going to be that balanced march, maybe like 1,000 to 2,000, depending on what your march capacity is, all the way down the line. Again, stop at tier 3, don't go any lower than tier 3. Again, don't have any artillery. And then from here, we'll just go ahead and I'm going to do 2,000 of each type of troop because I have a pretty high march capacity. Artillery has 0 impact in KVK, so there's no point in having it. We'll just go down the line and make our march pretty well balanced, like a Happy Meal, right? Alright, so if you look, I still have 45,000 troops remaining in my march capacity. Granted, all of you will have slightly different march capacities and different capabilities of what you can carry. And since, well, I'm going to be the leader in all of this, I want to protect my troops. Protect your troops? How? Increase your best troops. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. And that's what my march is going to end up looking like. So you'll see I ended up going back and I ended up putting in a little more of my best tiers. And I'm doing this because I have the march capacity. Start low and then come back and figure out, okay, what can I afford with my troops? I'd rather go on my higher troops because I know that they'll be able to be stronger. But this is going to be a safer march for KVK. So I'm going to go ahead and save that and prepare myself for Saturday. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope that, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I'd love to help anyone. Don't forget to subscribe and stay up to date with all the latest videos. This is Captain Cowboy. Alright, some of the questions. I'm 29, sitting on enough resources for 31. Why are you waiting? Until Galio is 3-star? No. I would not wait. Seth, I would not wait at all. Go ahead and start grinding that out, because the longer you wait, the more you're going to fall behind, and you don't want to be behind. We're going to do some, honestly, Seth, you could just, take your time with it. Start grinding out the lower levels first, ones that are lower time requirements, and then you can build your way up. I'm going to do some of the earlier stuff to my account to help me out. Some people featuring troops instead of building. Talk about creation resources if you reach. Yeah, I could do that. Alright guys, I got my new Discord invitation link, so I'm going to go ahead and type it up, because I am too dumb to figure out how to do this thing called copy and paste. And the new link is up for Discord. I'm just posting in chat as well. So go ahead and take a look at that. If you want, go ahead and join, and if you ever have questions, that's the best place to reach me. I slow cook my buildings and never have sped them up. I'm getting so far ahead. Whoa, video is unavailable. Interesting. Just going to go through and do some dailies. Alright, I think we should be able to go into the spirit mines now. So I want to go ahead and show you all what it's going to look like. Just do the quick find tiles. And, well, that was easy. I'm a little disappointed. I wanted to kill someone. You don't always get what you want. Do you rotate the crown in your kingdom, CC? Yes, we do. I've actually set up a voting system, pretty much, where I am no longer accepting the crown anymore. What I'm doing is I oversee the KVK. So in KVK, everyone goes to one kingdom, one alliance, and then I award votes based on participation in KVK. If you open KVK, you get a vote. But I mean, if you go above and beyond, you'll get more votes. You don't necessarily have to participate in order to get votes. If you get like intel on enemy players, like that's a great way for smalls to help out and get a vote and have a say. It's no longer based on alliances. Like people wanted to say, okay, well, my alliance is really strong, but I've never helped out in KVK and neither has anyone in my alliance. I want the throne. Well, how could you take the throne if you don't help out until you actually see the benefit for it? So what we did is we set up this little thing where I oversee it. I don't vote myself. I don't sway the vote. I literally just say, okay, guys, who do you want to nominate to be the next king? Those people will then, that get nominated will, whoever gets nominated is going to put up like a little speech on why they think they should be king, and then people will vote. And if you don't vote, you have a 24 hours to vote. If you don't vote, you don't have a say. You fought for that vote and then you didn't use it. So, I mean, that's pretty much how we do it. I held the king twice, which was nice, but it's a lot of work. Glory banners are amazing. They're really cheap to come by now. I mean, the huge limiting factor is the building levels. Cherish, I am a city level 35. Damage stats are main. What do you think? I think it's you're never going to get a huge percentage on damage, but I think it's definitely a great additional stat. It's a little different than distance attack. You have to have good distance attack or cavalry attack in order for distance damage or cavalry damage or troop damage to even make a difference. Because damage is going to take the damage that you normally do without it and then increase that percentage. So if you have a good percentage based on having really good distance attack and just overall attack stats, then your damage percentage is going to have a bigger impact than on a smaller percentage. It's like having a higher tier troop. Having great stats on a really low tier troop, that's like taking a 1 and making it a 2. But if you have a 10 and you have that same percentage, you're going to make it a 20. Huge difference. So it really requires you to have that good solid foundation of that attack ability in order for it to make a difference. The reason I did the switching in the KVK is because I have really poor turnouts for KVK. Pretty much people only show up if it makes a difference for their friends getting the king or something else. Right, I mean, it's going to still double, but the difference is if you have a higher number, say 10, and you double 10, you're now at 20. So you 1 up 10. If you double 5, you're at 10. You 1 up 5. So even though you're doubling it, you're essentially getting 400% compared to you having 200% F5. So 100%, I should say. So if you think about it, having that higher number, that higher stats, and then putting on the damage on top, or having that higher tier, it makes a huge difference having that higher numbers. I'm just going to say that if you do curse in my good Christian server, good Christian Minecraft server, it's not going to show the chat, by the way. That's not something I control. Guys, this pretty much covers my stream for tonight. As far as the Kingdom 194 attacking stuff is gone, it's been extremely quiet. I think they're running out of resources. I think they're running out of money and gold. And they're big. Well, I mean, take a look at my bookmarks. I bookmark every time they move. And I'm too lazy to go in and delete them. But if you'll notice, my latest bookmark for their big has not changed in a long time. He's sat shielded constantly, has not moved, so I think he's, he's the bread and butter for the reason why like things are slowing down. He's pretty much the only one that can cause damage. Sounds good, Mark. I'm glad I could help, and if you ever have any more questions, I'm going to upload the videos tonight. So hopefully you can leave a comment there in the Discord and hopefully get some help. I think our kingdom message is actually really funny. KE is over. No attacking outside of KE. Bia, ISIS. Alliance continues to attack outside KE because they're special. It's their way or no way. Wow. Send them a baby bottle. Yeah, so I think the entire kingdom is fed up with them, including our king. So maybe they'll stop. Who knows? That kingdom message is not going to stop them. It's just going to be okay. It was fun while it lasted. I will give them that. I had fun killing them. It's fun making videos of me doing it. But it's annoying. They're pests. It's more work than it's worth. So, hopefully they can come back and stay in the kingdom and be productive members of society. Who knows? Time will tell. But with that, guys, thank you. And this is going to conclude my stream for tonight. I hope you all enjoyed watching it. If you missed any parts of the stream, I did do a how-to guide on stats for level 22s to 25s, level 26s to 29s, and then level 30 plus. Had some little commentation here and there in between, but you can be able to go back and watch this video whenever you want at your own leisure. It'll be posted this entire hour and 35-minute stream. So I hope you guys all enjoyed watching, and stay tuned for more uploads. And if you guys ever have any questions, comments, video suggestions, please let me know. I'm happy to help you all. Thank you, and with that, good night, and yes, I will.